Hello, good evening and welcome everyone. This here is day 6 of the absolutely epic and long challenge to turn 1,500 United States dollars into $250,000. So let's just have a look now. Let's see how things are going. We're going to start off the traditional way that we always do. We go into our estimated balance. And we're doing a lot better than we were doing yesterday, isn't it? 1286.33. If we come back here, we can go over to our daily. 1286.33. There we go. That's not too bad. So it's not too bad of a loss. We haven't really, you know, a lot of people were worried yesterday when we hit 1,066. I got a lot of messages of concern from people saying to me, Techie, what the hell's going on, dude? We're $400 down from the beginning of the challenge, you know, and quite a few people were rightfully concerned. But yesterday we chose to stick to a tactic, which was to hold. Not only hold, but buy back a little bit more of things that we're holding to try and take advantage of the dip that happened yesterday. And we'll go through, we'll look at the charts and we'll work out what happened. But what we did essentially was we took advantage of the dip. We kind of hedged our bets that it will go up. There was potential that it would go a little bit lower. And it did in fact go a little bit lower after the stream, but then it picked back up very quickly after. And today we are at a very nice level. And if we come back here and we go to the basic exchange and we just wait for it to load and we click on BTC USDT, right now we are at 7,711 United States dollars. And yesterday around stream time, I'm just going to find it for you guys, we were at approximately around 7,000. So what happened after the stream, well, even while during the stream, was we really started to go down. We dropped almost $1,000 per Bitcoin in price, and that was a very, very painful hit. I know a lot of people would have woken up and seen the price and gone, holy shit, this is the end. Let me enlarge the chart so we can have a closer look at it. Okay, so there was a lot of stress around yesterday. A lot of people were affected by the stress, particularly when it was, you know, oh my god, imminent doom, we're gonna crash, you know. Yesterday when we reached 6.6k, a lot of people were already getting very stressed, and a lot of people you know, started to panic a little bit, you know, because it was predicted that we would go all the way down to 5,500. And so we pulled up a little bit, we did our stream, things dipped back down again, and luckily for us, and luckily for a lot of people as well, the market started to recover once it hit 6,001 cent. A lot of people were prepared that if we do go down to 599.99, i.e. just below 6,000, a lot of people were gonna just cut their losses and just pull out. That was like the magic number for a lot of people. And you know, not exactly that number. For a lot of people would have gone a little bit lower than that. But I do know that a lot of people had what they call stop losses set at below 6,000. And there was a lot of talk about that as well in various communities all over the place, how people were preparing their stop losses. So I'm just checking in now. Okay, there we go. So what actually happened then, and why did we suddenly get this big recovery here? Is this the end? I mean, the name of the title, the name of the stream is We're Going Up, but for how long? Is it certain that that's it, that's the end of the stuff, and everything's all going to be fine and dandy from now on? Or is there still potential for things to go back down? I know it's going to be a question on everyone's mind, and we're going to try and cover it as we go through the stream today. I have with me on the server, we have Chef Jesus, who has been away for a few days, and it's great to have him back. Welcome back, brother.
Thank you, man. How you guys doing?
We have Cloud Champ Wes, as always here.
Okay.
We have a new name. Some of you maybe haven't seen before, but you would have seen him in the community on the Discord server. We have Damilon joining us today.
Hey, how you doing?
We've got Grizz, who is just out at the moment, but he will be back. And he will, of course, be on here. And Dejaclo as well will be joining us a little bit further on. He's just out at the moment, so we'll just wait for him to come back and join in. So, I just got to bring up the plan for today. We had a nice plan, or I prepared a nice plan. We discussed it quickly. So, why did our account jump up? What did it jump up? It jumped up 20% from last night. Now, obviously, if we come back and we have a look here, in fact, let's go on to here. I think this might be a nicer view for everyone. The colors might be a little bit better. So if we come here and we have a look, I'm just going to find the point. This here was the point where we started the stream at this line here. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to put a vertical line. We're going to say vertical line right there. We started the stream there. A lot of people basically, a lot of people were prepared. They had sold everything they have, and they maybe have sold around here somewhere. I'm going to use the screen for this just to make it a little bit easier. And then they bought down at this line here, okay? And then they rode this whole wave up to where we are now. And essentially, this line here, that there represents 30%, okay? Approximately 30% gains. If you had started at the bottom and gone all the way up, you would have got 30%. But essentially, because we were stuck at this level here, then we only managed to get the gains in this section here, okay? What does that mean? It means that we got 20% gains, which is absolutely amazing, guys. You know, to get 20% in one day, it's good. Yeah, we lost 20% the day before, and we lost 13% the day before that. But we got 20% in one day, okay, in recovering from this stuff. This is Bitcoin, United States dollar tether, okay? So we recovered quite well with 20% gains. So let's have a look at some of the coins that we had. Let's have a look at how they moved after our stream, and let's have a look at where they are now, okay? So yesterday we purchased a little bit more ICX. We can actually have a look through the order history here. Yesterday we purchased, yes, we did. We purchased ICX. We bought how much? 4, 4, 5. So we bought 13 ICX to add on to our balance. Is that 13? 4, 4, 5? Yes, 13. And we bought them at, we bought at 4112, sorry, 4152 down to 4112. Okay, so again, well, I might do it on here actually. Maybe it won't work. So we bought at 4112. So I think the stream yesterday was up here somewhere. I can't even zoom out any further than that. Let's enlarge it. So here we go. I think we should be able to see here. So the stream yesterday was around this line here. Okay, we bought at 411 all the way down, guys. Look, all the way down here. Okay, so we bought around this point here. So just before the dip, okay, just before that major dip, is where we bought. Let me just check this. Sorry about this. 1 second, guys. Someone's asking. Check the channel, and link is there. We've got someone who wants to join in the channel, so I'm just getting him to the right place. Actually, I think he should have the link. Okay, thank you, Mr. Until. Sorry about that, guys. Right, so we purchased up here. We set the order up here. This is a Binance chart, yes. And then as the chart dipped down, we purchased around 415, and we managed to ride up from 415 all the way up to 4998. So the current price of it is 4998. So if we come into our trades, okay, we're going to need to add in a few more sheets now. So we were just looking at ICX, okay, and we bought at 4152, 4152, and we had at 4132. Oops, sorry guys, I need to zoom in on this. I keep on forgetting for you guys. I think that's a good size. And then we did 4132, and then we did 4112, I believe. ICX, ICX. All right, so now let's have a look at how much profit we made on those trades there. Okay, we said current price is 4998. So we come here and we can adjust this 4998, and because they're all going to be the same price, we can just drag that one down. Okay, so as you guys can see, we made between 20.2 and 21.4% on this actual trade here for ICX. Okay, so what other trades did we make yesterday? Again guys, whenever we come online, first thing we're going to do is just review our trade to see what happened, what went right and what went wrong. We also bought some WTC, some Walton. We bought Walton at 23822. I'll tell you what guys, I'm going to fill this into the sheet, and then we can look at the charts for them. All right, and we got 24022. I told you guys yesterday I like the number 2. Oops, I don't know what happened there. And 0.0024222. And we got WTC, WTC. I didn't put these into the chart yesterday because it wasn't confirmed if we'd actually bought them or not. I only really like to put them in the chart once it's confirmed. And if we come up here, we can look at WTC is currently at 29290. So we can come here and we can go, what is it, 29290, I think it was, or have I messed that one up? Yep, 29290, okay. And then we can drag this one down here. And as you can see here, we made between 20.8% and 22.83%. Now the last coin that we bought yesterday, which is Ripple, I think we did 3 orders for this as well. We can go and we can have a look at the rate at which we bought Ripple. Okay, so we have starting from 9702, and then we come back down to 9672. Don't know why it does that sometimes, but I'll move it across. And we come here, 9552. Okay. All right. Again, same thing. Click here, drag these down. Now Ripple is going to be an interesting one because I've been watching Ripple today, and it hasn't really moved almost at all. So we're at 9828. Sorry. So we come here, and we go 9828. And then we can drag this one down. So you guys can see something very, very interesting here now. So all of these here are 02, 06, 2018. Okay. So ICX made beautiful gains, Walton made beautiful gains, XRP barely moved. Okay. What is the reason behind XRP not actually moving? And let's have a look at the chart. So if we have a look at the chart of XRP, we can see that it did in essence move along the way that BTC did, but it didn't vary as wildly as the other coins did. So this here is XRP, and if I duplicate the tab, and then I can bring up, let's bring up Mr. Walton. Okay, and let's open up Walton. So here you guys can see Walton's movements. Okay, this is Walton in relation to Bitcoin. Okay, so you can see how up here it really did kind of have a major movement, but as soon as we come onto this one here and we come forward, it's kind of just been a flat line. It hasn't really moved that much. Now, why do some coins do this and other coins go up in value when BTC moves? Coins generally like to do one of two things, but occasionally they do the third. They either copy what Bitcoin is doing, and I can show you this here. If I delete all of my crazy stuff here. Does anyone know a quick shortcut to delete all of these crazy lines? Let's go through.
Right click, delete all. Remove like all drawing tools and indicators.
Let's have a look. Where is that?
Keep going down. Or reset chart, that too.
Reset chart. Oh no.
You can do that. Or you can go down to remove.
Change symbol, add BTC, look current time, objects, time indicator, blah blah blah, drawing
down
tools.
To remove.
Remove all drawing tools. Perfect. Thank you, sir. Right, so this here is our Bitcoin, and what we're going to do now is we are going to overlay Walton. Okay, so we do WTC/BTC. Okay, and right now you guys can see Walton in the background. He has the slightly different kind of shaded candles, not quite as shaded as this. And we're also going to add in XRP, Ripple, and we want to get it, make sure we're on Binance. Okay, so as you guys can see right now, Walton followed Bitcoin. When Bitcoin kind of came down, it went down. When it went up, it went up. And I can just switch that off for now. But it came a point where Ripple just started to kind of bounce around and go sideways. Okay. And even if we switch off, Bitcoin, we can see that Ripple just kind of came to a point and just decided, you know what, I'm just going to bounce around up and down. Versus Walton, okay, who came to a point and he went down and then he bounced up and went down and up and down and up and carried on going up. So that means then that Ripple its value in dollars changed because obviously the value of Bitcoin changed, but its value in Satoshis, which if you guys remember is a fraction of a Bitcoin, it didn't really change that much. So because we are tracking our trades in Satoshi value, okay, we barely made any gains. We made 1.2%. It's better than making a loss, guys. But we made massive gains in comparison on some of our other trades. What percentage of our portfolio is in Ripple? I would say we have currently about 30% in Walton, 25% in Ripple, 20-something% in Bitcoin, and 20-something% in ICX. So essentially half of our portfolio a quarter of our portfolio didn't really make us money. Okay. And so then that brought down our average over the day because we made 20% gains here, and then Bitcoin in itself increased by 20% in value, but because of Ripple we did not get a massive 30% rise. But we are still in profit, guys. We are back up to 1,286. I know a lot of people switched off after the stream yesterday and they're like, oh my god, oops, they're like, oh my god, those guys wanted to start with 1,500, now they're down to 1,000, it's not even a week yet, ha 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 ha. Okay, no, this is the market. It goes up and it goes down. If when it goes down you panic sell and you pull out of everything and you start to, do a lot of crazy actions, a lot of the time you will miss things when they go up. And prior to me coming on the stream yesterday, I had a conversation with a few people, and a lot of people were saying maybe it might be time to put the account into United States dollar tether, put it into a safety position. I don't like to take that action unless it's absolute extreme. And I'm glad that we didn't, because it allowed us to make 20% today, and then, we can start to look forward to the way things are going. So, just a reminder, guys, if you want to ask me a question, be sure to write my name or tag me. There's a lot of chat stuff going on right now. Yeah, hold on. Matrix Esports. Why did you buy Walton and other coins way before the big dip? If you waited, you would be up in profits instead of down. Before which big dip? You mean the big dip last night? It's simple. Well, we weren't here for the big dip. The big dip was not 100% certain. The big dip may have happened and it may not have happened. Okay, there is no absolute certainty in Bitcoin. So what we did was we set our orders, and again we can have a look at Walton and we can see where our order triggered, and then we can actually see, did we make a good call at, you know, putting our order there. So yesterday we put an order for Walton at 23822 and 24, which is here. You know, I would say we kind of got really close. If we had put it, I don't know, a couple of hundred, maybe 1,000 less, we may not have triggered. Okay, so there is wisdom in holding on and then just trying to buy back into the dip. And if you guys remember, we always said we're always going to keep a little bit of Bitcoin in reserve. Okay, just so that when the dip comes, we can buy some more. Why didn't we just start the whole challenge like 1 week later? Because we didn't know this was all going to happen this week. Okay, but what we did was we actually worked through and we soldiered on and we made some decisions which helped us to recuperate some of the costs. Let's have a look here. Ripple's indeed strange today. Yep, I definitely agree. How do you choose what alts to buy? At the moment, because we are focusing on building up our stack or our dollar value, we are choosing coins that have the potential to have the biggest growth over the next few days. How do you choose a coin like that? Honestly, put a list of coins in a paper bag right now, pick one out, and there's a big chance it's gonna be a big gainer when BTC starts to gain. That's the reality of the matter right now. But it's a question of which one will gain most. And a good way to determine that is by looking at which one had a lot of support previously before this big dip happened. Okay, I'm talking about maybe even going back. We can switch that one off for now. Okay, oops, I didn't want to click that. I wanted to click the other button and switch back on Bitcoin. Okay, and we might as well switch over to 1 day charts. So now guys, each candle here represents 1 day. So you would have a look at a coin that was showing good growth, showing good volume, as in there's a lot of buys and sells, and good potential prior to the big dip. And then you have a look at how it reacted when the chart started to go down. Great. And then you take it a step further and you look at whether there was any news about the coin in the meantime. Did anything come out? Did any messages come out? Is there any bad press about it? Is there something people should be aware of? Is there a problem with the project or the team or the product or what the technology or whatever it is? And then based off of all of that, then you create a list of coins that could have potential good growth during the recovery of Bitcoin. When we started the stream, I believe each of us, I think Jacklo or Wes maybe can confirm, each of us chose something. I don't know much about ICX, but I'm sure Wes and Jacklo both support the project. They know a lot more about the project than I do. So they suggested ICX. I believe I suggested Walton, and I can't remember if we all kind of agreed on Ripple. Basically because the value of the coins right now, they are on sale. And they were on sale last week. Okay, so we bought the ones that were the biggest potential for growth, and that's how we chose which coins to go for. Yeah, guys, we will be doing a Q&A session at the end, but if there's something directly related to what I'm talking about right now, you can just quickly tag me, and then I can check them out. Okay, let's have a look here. That's supposed to happen, but a friend bought at 60. Okay, I'm not sure what that's related to there. Cloud Champ was saying XRP holds strong at Satoshi level. That's why I chose XRP. Yep, XRP is a very, very strong coin. Isn't it that everyone assumed the dip, but on the day once you had started to teach new people, you can't start out teaching people higher level stuff. Guys, I actually got a few comments over the last few days about my trading style, and some people saying, "Are you sure you're actually qualified to teach people? Like, what? How can you trade people? How can you teach people how to trade, dude? You're trading like a newbie. You know, how can you do this? How can you do that? Blah blah blah." And I said to them, it's simple. Right now, everything is simplified. There are a lot of guys in the group with us right now who are very experienced traders. They've been trading for a year. maybe even 2 years. I think I got a message from someone today saying he's been trading since 2015, I think he said. And he's following along. But there are also people who have never traded before in their life. And we want to make sure everyone's at an equal level. Everyone has some fundamental understandings. Everyone gets how to do the most basic stuff before we start to accelerate. Okay? So during this time, if we were, say, in 3 months or 6 months, and there was another dip like this, we would be taking very different action, because I am confident that everybody would have the knowledge needed to follow along, okay? And then during the day, they can analyze things for themselves and make decisions on trades by themselves. But for example, if I came right now and I just said to you guys, tomorrow's dipping, you know, we're just going to pull out into USDT and we're just going to wait for the dip. And then the dip happens at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and there's still a few hours before we stream, and then we miss out on the dip, and then we come back, we're like, guys, we gotta buy back in right now higher than we did before, because right now we're going up. Okay? I don't like telling people what to do. I'm not going to be telling you guys what to do. We are making trades and you are invited to follow along. This is the whole idea of this, and every step of the way we will explain what we're doing. Okay? So that is why we didn't kind of like, oh my god, there's a dip, let's go into emergency mode. I think we would have lost a lot more money because we wouldn't have known exactly where the bottom of the dip was. Yesterday I did some calculated guesses and set some buy orders, and it seems like through some magical miracle, I think all of them triggered. Even the XRP ones triggered. And I remember XRP, I set them a little bit conservatively. I was like, XRP might not dip that much, but we still bought in. So XRP lowest point was 9559, and we bought in at 9652, 9672, and 9702. Okay. I will teach you guys, and some others as well, some other people will come in and teach you how to choose the best point to put a buy in on this stuff. You know, how to go through and how to, you know, how to choose a level at which to buy in, especially when you're expecting a dip. Matrix Esports saying Techie doesn't know how to trade. Who is this Matrix Esports? Alright, hold on. The thing is, I recognize that name. I recognize that name from somewhere. Okay. And does anyone recognize that name? Matrix Esports?
No.
Okay. I've seen him somewhere before. Alright. Let's move on.
Familiar.
Yep, he's familiar from somewhere. I'm just trying to work out where. It's one of those things where it's in your mind. You're like, where is he from? All right, we got a question on Discord, BPH, saying, I saved 20% in Tether and missed that 20% rise. Wait for red and buy in, or see how it plays out? It's a very good question. What are we expecting to happen for BTC? The Jackalow isn't here yet. However, what I will read... I had a conversation with Until 1 Mil. Until 1 Mil is a member on several Discord servers. He has a very, very strong background in technical analysis. He has his own TA that he puts around in places. And he also teaches TA, but it's a very closed and small group. You gotta prove that you are up to you know, up to learning the stuff before, you know, it's not like a big public system. He puts a lot of effort into it. I know he's got background in other stocks, etc. So I said to him, Mr. Until 1 Mil, what is your opinion on Bitcoin? And let me open up Bitcoin here. Okay, we're going to zoom out a little bit. Oops, sorry, we're on 1 day. Let's go up to 15 minutes. Okay, and I said to him, what is your opinion on Bitcoin and where it's going to head? And he said it's simple. Essentially, if in the next 24 hours, okay, i.e. the next 1 day candle, we go above and stay above 8,300, okay, then it's a victory, i.e. we can start to begin the celebrations of the big dip of 2018 being over. Start to begin. But we cannot get completely out of it and start to move back upwards until we reach 8,800. Okay, so where are we at right now? We are at 7,500. We were just at 7,000. I can't even see that. It's so small on my screen. 7,000, I think that's 600, 7,800. We were at 7,800. We are now down to 7,400. So that was Until One Mill's advice. Jackalo will be joining us, or he has just popped in, and he can maybe give an update in a little bit on what he analyzes, how Bitcoin will go. So far it's looking a bit positive. Okay, I know a lot of people right now will be looking at these red candles here and be going, "Oh my God, it's all over! It's all." Relax, guys. You know how we deal with it here. Okay, we relax. We don't get emotional. We analyze the situation. We wait until it becomes clear which way things are going, and then we make some trades based off of that. So, let me just go back now to the list of topics to cover. I decided to get a little bit more organized and write down a list. Okay, so Jackalo just came back. So what we're going to do now is we're going to modify our sheet, because I got a lot of questions from people. Okay, and everyone is saying it's difficult. Initially, I didn't want to do this. Initially, it wasn't quite the idea that we end up with so many trades. You know, my intention was that we start doing simple buy, and then we sell the coin, and then we move on to another coin, and then we buy, and we sell, and we move on. Instead, however, because we've only been going down, and we didn't really have a good opportunity to sell, as you guys can see on some of them, we made some losses in the first few days, which is expected. What we're going to do is we are going to add in a column called quantity. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start to track each of the quantities of the coins. Okay, so then we can work out how much of each coin we bought and sold, etc. Usually I would have two monitors, and I would open up one thing on one monitor and another thing on the other monitor. That's a little bit difficult, so we're just going to have to keep on going backwards and forwards between our order history. And if I click on more, and there we go. So let's start off with the first day. We had 0202, we bought some BNB, we don't need to worry about that right now. We bought XRP. How much XRP did we buy? We bought 300 XRP. Okay, so order number one, 300 XRP. And then we bought Walton. And Walton, we bought 9. So, oops, wrong one. Then we come in and we go 9. And then we bought some ICX. XRP, Walton, ICX, we bought 30. Okay, so, and then we come back and we go up to 30 Walton. Now then, if you guys remember on the 4th, we bought some more ICX. But instead of entering in every single one of these 3 trades, because they were so damn close, we just kind of decided we're going to group them together to simplify it. We take the highest one and we deal with it. So we've got 5, 2, and 2. That's an extra 9. Okay. We bought an extra 9 ICX. And then, if we go back to the page 1, we bought Walton. We bought another 2 Walton at 298220. Okay, and then we've got ICX, Walton, and XRP. So let's quickly go through these numbers. Walton was 222. And then we have ICX was 445. 5 was at 415. That's an easy way to remember. Oops. Did not want to do that, Mr. Techie. Thank goodness for Chrome history. I forgot the numbers again. 445. Okay, so then we had here, that's 5, and then 4, 4. And finally XRP. XRP 30, 30, 70. We bought 70 at 52. 30. Oops. 30, 30, 70. Okay. I don't know why this one's got a lot of... strange. Okay. Now, we have the quantities in here. Okay. But how can we move forward and how can we actually utilize this information? Okay, it's a very, very good question. So if you guys remember, we got our buy rate. Okay, we have the absolute minimum. I know a lot of you are just joining us now and this will be the first session you've ever done, and you may be looking at the spreadsheet and going, holy mother, that's a lot of stuff in there. Don't worry. Okay, I'm going to go over it very quickly. We put in the date, we put in the name of the coin, now we put in the quantity, we put in the buy price that we can very, very quickly just copy and paste from here. And then everything past here, so all of these columns here are automatically calculated. This column here tells us the minimum price that we should sell at. I will be modifying this again. I didn't get around to doing it today, unfortunately. I did some tests, but I wasn't satisfied with the number. So this is again just an approximate. This number here will tell you how much is an absolute minimum that you need to sell at in order to cover the fees for both buying and selling. Again, thank you very much to... I can't remember the name now. I do apologize for that. But you know who you are, whoever suggested that. Thank you. And then we've also got the same for 5% profit. So if the price reaches this amount, we are in 5% profit and 10% profit. These are just general indicators, okay? So that we can just look and say, okay, yeah, I'm approximately at this. And then when we actually come to sell, we type in the price here and the system will calculate the price for the profit, sorry, for us as a percentage. Now, I mentioned to you guys already quite a few times that my personal sheet has a lot more columns in there than this sheet does. And slowly, we will be adding them in. But now, because we have added so many different buy rates, it might be an idea to start to wonder and track how our things will be once we come to sell. So, for example, if we came to sell 300 XRP, okay, then we start to look at where are we calculating it from. Because if we sold and the price was only 99, then technically we would be in a loss over here. But if we sold over here at 99, hold on, let me write this in properly, 0.00009900, then we would be in a 2% profit. So this is how we're going to have to start now to track and follow along with these trades. I know some other people were asking for different stuff to be added in there at different times and things like this. There will be lots of features added in. Okay, some people are asking about tracking the dollar value within here. If you do really want to track the dollar value, I will show you, but I will not be doing it. Okay, so I'm just going to show you guys. We're going to come here. I'm going to select these two columns. I'm going to do insert to left. And here we will go BTC USDT. And here we will go dollar price. Okay, what do you do at this point? Anytime you make a trade, and this is why it's a little bit of a pain, guys, okay? Anytime you make a trade, you will have to quickly check 9464. And then you come in here and you go 9464. Okay, that's how much BTC is per USDT. And if you want, you can put this whole column into dollar value, makes it a little bit simpler. And then if you want to get the price of the coin when you bought it, you go to there, multiply it by the buy price. Don't know why that didn't work. Let's do that again. You come to here. Why is it doing that? That is some very strange behavior, sir. Equals. It's flipping around my equals sign. I think I may have acted some strange keyboard. Okay. Hello. Why won't you allow me to go to the end? Let's try this down here. Nope, it's doing the same thing again. Let's check this. Okay. Equals. Nope, that's not what I wanted.
Try insert techie.
Yep, that's what I'm smashing right now. Nope, it's still going across. This is going to be very interesting. I'm going to try and type it up here. Nope, same thing again. So every time I'm typing in equals, guys, I don't know whether I've broken my keyboard or what's going on with it. Oh, someone's. I just made someone panic. I wrote Bitcoin is at 9,464. I'm sorry, dude. It's 7,000, not 9,000. Okay, 7,000. I'm sorry about that. Okay, let's try this again. Alright, well, if it wants to be fussy, I'm going to put in, I know the number, so I'm going to do E3 multiplied by D3. And I'm going to come at the beginning, and then I'm going to put in an equal sign. And thank you, Mr. Computer. Alright, so then essentially then we can see here that when we bought XRP, obviously this isn't correct USDT number. Okay, but when we bought it, and if we had put in the correct USDT, we could see the dollar price per coin. If you wanted to get the complete total, blah, 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 guys, you could keep on going on and on and on here. So total USD. You could come here, you could, why is it doing this again? All right.
I'd just skip this for now.
Yep. All right, I'm going to try. No, okay. So essentially then what you would do, guys, is you would do F3, okay, multiplied F3, which is the dollar price here, multiplied by the quantity, which is C3, okay, and your keyword will work. Okay, I think this file's got an issue actually. Okay, I don't know whether there's something going on with Chrome or what, but we'll move on. You guys get the idea. You can add in as many columns as you want. You can multiply by as many things as you want. Okay, it's very simple calculations that you can do. This is how, for those of you who kept on asking about adding quantity, that there is how you can make the quantities. Now there was some looking at the market right now, I did consider potentially putting in some sells today. However, I think we may still be okay for a few days. Where's Jack Lowe, Damilon, anyone? What are your guys' opinions on potentially just hanging out in the alts for a few days? Anyone?
Jack Lowe. I think it's a good idea for now. All these alts are good alts to be in. They're good projects, and that after like these coins are really cheap right now. So when the market recovers, these coins will definitely go back up. So either way, I would say alts are good to stay in for now. Like if you don't know where it's going and you only have a limited time to trade, like we are now, we only have 2 hours a day at this time. I would say stay in the alts.
Okay, I do agree. My initial idea was that if we are potentially still going to go downhill, then it might have been an idea that we could potentially sell some of the trades that we are at. I'm just going to delete these columns, guys, because I don't like tracking that. Okay, some of these trades we are at a profit, quite a bit of a profit in a sense, and so it was a case of just maybe trying to sell a little bit in case we dip down. However, Jacklo, I'm going to wait for you with your BTC analysis before we make like any final kind of decisions or anything on there. But again, like I wrote this list about 7 hours ago. So a lot has changed in the market. 7 hours ago, we were still around here. Things were looking a little bit glum and a little bit, oops, we may end up going down a bit further. Okay, what else do we have in here? Sorry?
I just put it in the chat.
Okay, let me scroll down. There we go. All right, so let me open up Jacklo's chart. So Jacklo, do you want to talk about BTC? And we can see what's happening now?
All right, so today we've had like a mini bull run in that upward channel. And right now, I think that we're trying to recover and trying to break out of the yellow downtrend. You can see that the yellow downtrend is huge. It's been going on since the 28th of January. And right now, this is one of the best chances we have at breaking it. If we don't break it, then we're definitely gonna go back down. But right now, the resistance, I see it around 8 to 8.2K, somewhere around there. It may hit the top of the trend line, And if it breaks through, then we're out of the woods for now. And then after that, the next one will be around 9K. But right now, in the last 2 hours, looking at the candles, um, it's a little dodgy because we're having a hard time breaking through 7.8, 7.9, and we've bounced off of it twice, almost 3 times now. And I think we may have one more chance to try to break through it. If it doesn't, then we may see it breaking out of the bottom of that green trend line and just going straight down and retracing a bit. And that's what I see for the short term. It all depends on it all depends on today and tomorrow.
So essentially, I can't remember how I did this. We got to break through that the upper yellow line, correct? So
yes,
guys,
that's the top of the trend line.
Yep, that's the top of the trend line. If we manage to break through there, which is at approximately kind of 8,200, okay, then yeah, we'll give you guys a link to this chart. We'll post it in the various rooms, so you guys can follow along with it as well. If we break past this green line over here, okay, if we break past this green line going at the bottom here and we break downwards, then it means that we could potentially, and again potentially, we could potentially still remain within this big yellow channel. This is called a channel. We could potentially remain within this big yellow channel for a little while longer, which means that we may end up hitting another low towards the bottom. Again, guys, this is technical analysis. Technical analysis is not a crystal ball. It is not a future prediction. It is mathematical and scientific calculations to estimate potential outcomes using charts related to financial assets, essentially. Okay.
The thing about the run we've had today and part of yesterday is that it looks a lot stronger than previous runs that we've had, which is why it's jumped so much in such a short amount of time. Like, you can look back at the chart, and I think okay, so on February 2nd at 7:30 a.m. EST, there was that huge dip, right? And then we had a jump up, and then it pandered off to some sideways movement for a bit before touching the top of the trend line at, let's see, February 3rd at 15:30. Around there, that's when it started touching the trend line, top of the trend line, and we didn't break it. And then we slowly went down. This time, you can see that the price action has moved upwards a lot quicker than before, and that shows that there's a lot of there's a lot of bulls in the market that believe the price should be going up. And that's why this is a really, really good chance to break out of this downtrend. And yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Jacklo. Again, guys, I'm not a TA guy. I was actually accused of giving bad TA the other day, and I was like, I'm not a TA guy. I don't know the first thing about TA, to be honest. I have a look at my charts, and occasionally, let's see if we can find anything that I've drawn in the past. I delete a lot of the stuff, but occasionally I will draw some random lines on it and try and calculate for myself if this is a wedge or if we're breaking out of something. But I don't go around sharing TA because, not yet, soon. I have made it a bit of my mission to master TA very soon. So I will also be able to give you guys some analysis, which will then be great because then we have Jacklo giving his TA. I can look at the TA and, TA, sometimes different people come to different conclusions, or sometimes they come to the same conclusions, and it's always good to have a bit of a different analysis. Chef, I think, has sent his chart. Chef, you want to talk about your chart?
I mean, I didn't really put in much detail and thought, but it's kind of a gist of what I think is going to happen. It's not the best chart.
Okay, let me try. I don't know why that happened there. There we go. All right, so this here is Chef's chart. As you guys can see, okay. Now look at the difference in charts. Okay, let's move along here. All right, look at the difference in charts, and we can see. Huh, very interesting. I didn't, no. I don't know. 1 second, guys. Just a bit of an urgent matter that I need to talk about. Just a quick word. So as you can see then, Jacklo has come in with his technical analysis, and Chef has come in with his technical analysis. This is also in 15 minutes, but why does this look so much flatter? Oh, there we go. That's why. So here then we can see...
You can use Control Alt Q and then Alt R to reset the chart to make it the same.
Alright, I'll try and do it. Oh no, I can't do it by right clicking, can I? If I do that, it's going to mute my mic. It's also going to do a transition on the stream. Might not be the best idea to do that right now. But, okay. So, alright, we can try and get them as close as possible. They're both on 15 minutes, but because of the indicators and stuff, it's coming out a little bit differently. So let's just bring that across to here. And then we can bring this one up to, I don't know why that one is stuck. Alright, but you guys can see right now, and this here is the downward channel that we're in, and this here is the slight upward channel. Oops, we don't want to zoom in too much. This one again, Jacklo's chart, and here is Chef's chart. All right, Chef, you want to talk about your chart?
Yeah, I can talk about it for a bit. Right now I'm on the hourly chart through my chart, but anyway, you can see BTC is in this upward channel right now, and on the hourly chart we're trading inside the Ichimoku cloud, and basically the Ichimoku cloud shows you a basis of supports and resistance, as well as it basically has a ton of indicators into one. But we're in the cloud right now, and there's a red line on the top of the cloud in the hourly charts, and basically that shows just a ton of resistance at around 8,000, which makes sense because that's a big even number, and generally big even numbers come with a bunch of resistance and supports. And then the red line on my chart, basically that's just showing future resistance like 9.5. We had almost a double top there just about, so you can see that there's going to be some future resistance at 9.5, and then the two yellow lines all the way at the top of my chart basically just shows some major downward trends. The Jacklo on his charts, he put more short-term downward trends. These are like really long ones from when BTC hit 20K all the way down to where it is now. So if we break those, then we're golden, I would say.
Okay, thank you. I think Wes has also come in with his chart. I like this guy. See, this is the thing. Technical analysis is all about interpretation. Okay, each person has a very different interpretation of how they look at the charts and the patterns that they notice and where they draw the lines. There is a science behind it, but again, it's different people's opinions, and that's why you can never say that TA is exactly perfect, everything's right, everything's wrong, blah blah blah. You know, it's possible outcomes, and if people reach the same conclusion on possible outcomes, then that is great. Otherwise, if people reach different conclusions, then it's great, because then there's multiple possibilities that may happen. I'm going to open up Wes's chart, and let's have a look here. His chart is on CoinG, so unfortunately we don't get the same live that we can usually get with this. I just got to unmute my mic because I've been pressing my push to talk button. There we go. Now I can press Control, and we can zoom into his chart. All right, Wes, I'm zoomed in as far as I can go. You wanna talk about your chart?
Yeah. So first of all, the red line is the resistance. It's the 8,000 that we need to break, and we'll be more safe. It'll show more of an indication that we're gonna leave the bear market. And the green line is a support level. You see how right now we've been testing like that 7.4 for quite a while now, and I drew the uptrend. Like for a bull run to happen, we really need to follow that. We can't break below 7,400 or we're kind of screwed. And the yellow line is just a long, it goes off my day chart. So It's kind of just like how we're in a bear market, and you see it's not as steep, and it has a really good chance of breaking out into a bull run. But we just really need to fight and win this, because right now it's fighting really, really hard. But yeah, that's my interpretation.
Okay, great. And then we also have Damilon. Damilon, I believe, actually, you guys probably haven't seen him on the website yet, but Damilon has been helping out a lot in the community and bringing in a lot of stuff for that. Thank you, Wes. I also noticed you've got the kind of teal kind of uptrend line going on there.
Yeah.
I really like having a look at all these different charts, guys, because essentially they're all kind of pointing at a similar thing. Okay, the only difference is that they have slightly different numbers. Okay, but essentially they're all saying the same thing, which is gives a very big amount of confidence in the way that the market is due to move. So that's why it's also good sometimes to get different opinions on TA. Okay, so here we have here we have Wes's chart. Okay, and then we have Chef's chart over here as well. And then we also have Jack Lowe's chart, which I don't know why it looks slightly different. I still need to work on my trading view and managing all of the views and stuff. I haven't worked it out completely yet. But again, like, so they all show almost identical or almost similar things. Slightly different numbers gives a big confidence boost of which way we are heading when multiple people reach the same conclusion. Now we also have Damilon, who's been helping a lot in the community, and he wants to share as well. He asked me to open up the 15-minute chart on Binance. So I'm just going to remove any of the stuff there. Damilon, go ahead.
Yeah, if you could just zoom in on the recovery bounce there. So I just wanted to share kind of personal experience, because I also am not an expert at TA. I tend to follow a lot of other people's TA that I trust, particularly Until One Mill, John, and there's a guy named Zero Cool in another forum that I'm in. But basically, a lot of people I was on this morning were calling around 10 in the morning, where you see kind of the first peak here, that we were looking at possible double bottom. So I had actually caught the bottom on this, and I had bought a lot of coins. And at that point, you're already up over 10% on a lot of them. So I had started to sell, not that peak, the next one over.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and the SEC meeting was going on as well. So this meeting too was going to have a big impact on crypto. So a lot of people were tuned in this morning in our Discord listening to this, and they were talking about possible regulations. And as this was happening, things they said were directly impacting how the market was moving, because a lot of people were curious if they were going to say they were going to really crack down on crypto. But a lot of the people that they were asking questions to were very pro crypto. So a lot of the things that they said tend to push the market up at the time. But before they said them, I'd already made the decision on a lot of the buys that I made that I thought it was going to double bottom and it was not going to continue this uptrend. So I missed out on a lot of the potential profits. A lot of things you normally do would be hold long term, but we do compounding interest here as well. So I thought it's going to double bottom. I'm going to sell. It's going to drop lower. I'll buy back and thus compound my interest for the day. Unfortunately, I lost out on a lot of additional profits I could have made today because of that. So the point is that there's a lot of different TAs that I follow and a lot of people's advice that I use that I trust, and they all conflicted. Some people were saying, I see a bullish pattern. Some people were saying, I see a double bottom. So learning yourself is very important. If you can't, you need to find people that you trust, and usually multiple opinions is good, because if you just follow one person, you're not always going to get the right advice unless that person's always right, which just doesn't happen. The people that we have in this Discord, like Until and John, have usually done some pretty good TA. So the combination of those two together are good. But you'll hear a lot of people in rooms a lot of times too that will say, oh, buy now, sell now. You can't listen to that. You have to really think, this is my target. This is what I want to get. And maybe you don't sell at all. If you think that maybe you're in profits 10%, it's going to keep going, maybe sell half. That messes up your spreadsheet a little for this, but you don't necessarily have to go all in as far as a sell as well as a buy. So I never actually went all in at all. I had still money in Tether because I expected the drop to continue. So there's a lot of different ways you can do this as far as to leverage your position to protect yourself from loss as well as get beneficial gains. Overall, I'm good for each day as far as the compounding growth, but I could have made a lot more if I would have held through this entire uptrend. So there's a lot of different ways that you can look at it, but keep calm and patient most of the time is how you're going to alleviate a lot of the issues as far as making panic choices and reacting on emotions rather than really thinking it out and asking questions to the right people.
Thank you very much. Absolutely amazing. I love having you guys here, being able to talk about all of these different things. Damilon, I know you guys are probably wondering who is this guy. I haven't seen his profile on the website, as well as the Jacklo. The Jacklo still hasn't sent me his picture. Wes, sorry, not Wes, Damilon has a degree in software engineering, and he's been in software development for 15 years. He started in crypto in 2012 as a miner, which is where a lot of people actually start from. So he does have quite an interesting background in crypto, and as we progress through this course, we will start to talk about a lot of different aspects of crypto. We're going to start to talk about, especially when we come to evaluate coins, we're going to look at the core technology within crypto. What is mining? What are ICOs? What are airdrops? What is all of this random stuff that you keep on hearing all over the place? And we're going to cover all of them, not just cover them, but teach you how you can review them for yourself. And then you can compare your answers with each other, and you can, and then you can come to a more educated decision than if you were to just go out on your own. And again, guys, the challenge. I'm going to have to type this in now. The cryptochallenge.io. Okay? There is one core thing about this whole challenge, okay? And today was a beautiful example of it, and I'm so glad we had so many people on that could actually help out with this, okay? And this here is called the wisdom of the crowd, okay? If you guys haven't seen the website yet, hello, this is the website. It's fairly basic, it's fairly simple, it gets the message across what we're aiming to do, okay? And one of the key things is that the project will succeed due to one small fact: the wisdom of the crowd. And the wisdom of the crowd is a very simple, it's an ideology that if you were to get multiple experts or multiple knowledgeable people in one place, and they were all to give their opinion, together combined you will be able to reach a better result than if each person was to go out on their own, i.e. the opinion of the group. And especially when they discuss it and they start to work out, oh, I may have missed out on that point, therefore I have changed my opinion. That there provides a much, much better result than if it was just to be one person doing the thing on his own. Okay, so today we've had TA from 4 different people. We had from Chef, we had from Wes, we had from Jackalo, and we had from Damilon. Okay, and also, sorry, as well, Until 1 Mil. Until 1 Mil sent in a message with his technical kind of quick summary of what may happen, what may not happen. So you've had the opinion of 5 different people, and this is why the challenge is so important. All right. So now that we have had a look at the TA, okay, I don't think it's worth selling anything, okay, because we are still potentially going to continue to go up. I think, to be honest, that there was some news earlier on today. There is one thing I just wanted to talk about, which is why I drew this line to remind myself. Damilon mentioned a double bottom. You guys are probably wondering what on earth is a double bottom. A double bottom in technical analysis, and you guys feel free to correct me if I'm wrong here, but because remember, I'm not really the best guy at TA. A double bottom in technical analysis is when you come down to a very certain point, okay, and it's a very, very crucial point, usually a support line, okay, and you come down to that line and you don't break through it, but instead you bounce back up a little bit, okay, and once you've bounced back up a little bit is when it, it's kind of like a bounce, you drop down, you bounce up a little bit, and then you come down the second time, and sometimes you come down harder and you break through it. Sometimes you touch the line again and you continue back up. Sometimes you can have a triple bottom, okay, which is a lot rarer, and I think we spoke about this a few days ago, where you can have a triple bottom or even a triple top, okay. I think there's another term that's used in crypto for that. Is there, guys, for when it's a double top or triple top? Or is it just called a double top, triple top?
No, you're right.
Yep, okay. I just wanted to double check that. So then it's when you come to the top and you test a level one time, and then you bounce back down and you come back up and you touch it again, and then you either break through or you bounce it back down again. So I just wanted to clear that up in case anyone was wondering what a double bottom is. Right. So we've had a look at Bitcoin. I'm not going to make any trades today unless the guys in here, guys, do you think we should make any trades, or do you think we should just hold and ride out the rest of this up journey?
I'm all for holding myself.
Okay, Crypto Romeo joining us. Thank you. Crypto Romeo wants to hold. Wes?
I'm just gonna hold.
Okay. Anyone else?
Same here.
Okay.
Same.
All right, so I think then we've got kind of like a general consensus that we're going to hold. As I did mention, I did put the question out about 7 hours ago when we still had a little bit of uncertainty at this point here. I think it was exactly at this point here where I was like, if we're going to carry on going down and we're in profit on some things, we may decide to sell. But since we're going up, we're going to stick fast. We're going to go on. We do still have some Bitcoin funds. If we go here and hide small assets. Now we do still have a little bit of Bitcoin in there. It's not that much. I generally don't like to go less than kind of like 15% Bitcoin as a reserve in my account, so that, you know, buying the bottom of the dip, etc., you know, it's kind of okay. Do any of you guys on the server today with me suggest that we maybe buy something?
Let me look real quick. 1 second.
Okay.
Personally, this is just my opinion. I think we should follow the consensus of don't buy on any green. Today is a very green day. So we should just kind of, this is personally me.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, personally, I'm on the same boat as Romeo there. I think we should maybe hold and keep that Bitcoin in case there is some more movement. There might be another potential opportunity to put that into, since everything's so green right now.
I agree as well. Like, I think that if the market breaks back downwards, then that's another opportunity to buy, and we'll have Bitcoin ready to buy cheap alts. If it breaks up, then we're just gonna get profit on the stuff that we already have.
Okay. I think, yeah, again, general consensus. I am definitely of that view as well, that we might as well keep some. In case it does go back down, then we still have some money to buy back in. There's a thing that you need to be very kind of conscious about in crypto, and it's to not be too greedy. Okay, a lot of people, unfortunately, they see the charts going up and they put everything in, and they're like, okay, you know what, I'm going to maximize my profit because I'm going to put everything I have in. And then the charts turn red and they're like, oh my god, things are super cheap now and I can't afford to buy anything because I don't have any money in reserve. So essentially, you can always think of Bitcoin as like your reserve account. It should never really get down to zero, to be honest. You should always kind of keep some in reserve for when you're buying things. If you are, or you do find yourself in a position where you don't have any Bitcoin in reserve, but you want to buy something else, then you look at your trades, you look at some of your coins, you update the prices for the ones that you haven't actually sold. And guys, what I do when I come to, when I've sold a coin, is I will select it and I will come and I will mark it in green. All right. That way, then I know that this trade, I have completed it and that I shouldn't adjust this sell price, or, you know, that's it. It's locked in. So long as it's white on my sheet, okay, I can actually do that. I can, you know, sell a coin or do whatever it is. So if you're ever stuck and you find that you don't have any Bitcoin, okay, but things are cheap and maybe you want to buy another coin, you come back here, you update your prices and you have a look and you're like, okay, well, I've got some profit on this coin. I'm going to take a little bit out of here, okay, and then I can buy into the next thing. But it's always a good idea to keep at least a little tiny bit of Bitcoin in reserve. As I said to you guys earlier, I think it was like 20% or maybe even 15%, 0.37, 36, 12. Yep. So we have I don't know, it's about 18%, 17% in Bitcoin, which is a nice amount. No, sorry, it's actually a little bit more than that, isn't it? Yeah, we have, I don't know, we have a percentage of money in Bitcoin. It's a small amount. Right, now there was a key thing that Damilon as well mentioned earlier that I have on my list over here. And that is that today, ladies and gentlemen, there was the SEC hearing related to crypto. I don't know if any of you actually watched that or not. I know quite a few people on the server here were with us for the stream, and we were commenting live. Some parts of it were funny. There were some comical parts, but then there were also some very serious parts about it. And so we decided, you know, we kind of watched along and we were commenting and we were noticing things. In my opinion, and I'm going to ask everyone's opinion on here who watched it. In my opinion, as a summary, the SEC hearing that happened today was it a hearing or what was it? I think it was a hearing. It was
Yeah, it was a hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Okay.
were just trying to question and answer session.
Yeah, so it's basically a question and answer session with the SEC and the CSRP, something like that. Someone else will know the name. I'm not aware of all of these agencies. But the idea was that the Senate wanted to find out a little bit more information about crypto from a security point of view. That's the general tone that I got from it, and I'll ask everybody else as well for their opinion on it. That they were concerned more from a security point of view regarding crypto, and not from a general, oh, should we just ban crypto? No, it was very much so, is it safe for us to allow crypto from a security for investors? The end result, or the summary that I came up with, or what I took away from the whole thing, is that in general, there were some people there who were quite knowledgeable, okay? And I have to give them a lot of points. There were some people there who were quite knowledgeable, coming out with big words, you know, mentioning a lot of the stuff related to the technology, how a coin is used, etc., blah, 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 you know, the blockchain and all of this stuff. So I was actually quite happy about that. In a lot of cases like this, the people are just given a summary sheet made by a team who don't know anything really about crypto, and then they read through it like 5 lines, you know, cryptocurrencies are blah, 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 and it's based on someone else's opinion of something else. But I could tell some of these guys did their own research, which was really amazing and really, really good. The general thing that I got out of it was that they are looking at potentially classing ICOs, okay, as securities. So investing in an ICO is classed as well, ICO tokens are classed as securities. And so then regulations should come in. It's not in place yet. Regulations should come in, okay, to protect people from purchasing into ICOs and ending up in something like BitConnect. As I'm sure a lot of you have read a lot of stuff right now recently about BitConnect, giant Ponzi schemes, all of these other ICOs and coins that have kind of essentially just been a big scam or something else. So that is what they are talking about, is having ICOs registered with the SEC to ensure that the SEC can look through the books and make sure that they can go over the stuff to ensure that it's not actually a scam, it's not a Ponzi scheme, there's actually something behind it. That was my takeaway from it. Does anyone else want to share what their opinion of it was, or what their takeaway from it was?
Yeah, sure. I'll go ahead. My
Okay.
opinion personally was that they do not have any jurisdiction really at the moment. They don't even know their jurisdictions. They were talking about having to meet together to figure out what their jurisdictions actually are, what they are allowed and what they are not allowed to do. And basically that they have not been really communicating as well with each other. They are slightly under staffed at the moment, and they basically have no idea what they can do at the moment. That's basically the gist of what I got. They don't have anything in place at the moment in set regulations, and they're still just trying to figure out what to do. That's basically what I got from it.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? I think I saw Chef maybe wanted to comment, or was it Wes?
Oh, never mind, never mind.
I'm gonna send a picture real quick. I don't know if you want to put it up on stream, but it has to do with this. So one sec.
Okay, sure. I can put it up on stream. Yeah, that was also a key thing, guys, was that they were saying that we don't have regulations yet, but we are warning people. You know, it's almost like pre-warning people. If you intend to make an ICO and you think you're going to get away with scamming people, we are putting the stuff in place so that then we can actually regulate it in a way. And to be honest, I am of the belief that as much as it sounds crazy, guys, and maybe some people are really going to hate me for saying this, but I think it could potentially be a good thing. Okay, I don't think it's all going to be negative. Yes, it may actually cause a little bit of an issue for people buying ICOs within the US. It only applies to ICOs from US companies. Okay, and it may impact how US citizens are able to buy ICOs from US companies. You can always still buy ICOs from other countries, okay, unless there is a treaty between that country and the US for security reasons, and the SEC have not jurisdiction, but they have a partnership with the local securities agency. I know they do have that with a few countries. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it pans out. Now, Chef, I've got it open. I've got the link open if you want to have a talk about it.
I don't have much to say about it, but it really just talks about, you can just read it right now. I'll leave it up on the screen for a minute or two, but it just talks about how an ICO and the rules and regulations required that make it a security. That's all it talks about. Nothing really that important, but in case you wanted to know.
Okay, and I'm posting the link in the YouTube chat. If someone else can handle Discord, just because Discord is on my tablet and copying and pasting links across might not be that easy. So you guys can read through this. It's a summary, I guess, somebody's summary of what actually happened. Just quickly reading through it. The SEC's reports. Yep, I think they're quite valid points.
If I may add real quick, most ICOs as of late have been doing what's called KYC, which by your identity and your place of residence, as well as being an accredited investor anyways. So they've already basically kind of taken steps in that direction to be more transparent to the SEC and to be more regulated when it comes to ICOs. For foreign exchanges, on the other hand, that's going to be a different story.
Yep, definitely. Someone's saying the link is dead. Yes. I don't know why whenever I post links into YouTube chat, it kind of doesn't really come up. I don't know why that happens, guys. I'm sorry about that. We'll put it in the Discord server. Yep, then you can kind of follow it from there. If you're not a member of the Discord server, head over to our website, scroll down to how do we take part, read this paragraph here, click on the link, sign up, and that's it. Okay, and then you can join the Discord server. It's a big community, lots of trading talk, a lot of talk about the challenge as well. The challenge is just a small part of this community, so you'll get to meet a lot of like-minded people over there. So after the SEC, essentially right now, I don't think there was any other news today, was there, guys? Anyone else?
Not that I've heard of.
No, there was a FUD article that China's banning all crypto trading, which
yes,
really,
yes,
that's not really what they were doing.
Yep, that article came out yesterday for those of you maybe who didn't watch the stream from yesterday. And essentially, it's not, unless maybe there's another article that came out today, but essentially China is going to be blocking, using the Great Firewall of China, they're going to be blocking foreign exchanges from being used. What does that mean for Chinese traders? We had a look at it yesterday. The majority of them are using VPNs anyway. Won't necessarily have that much of an impact on them. It will maybe impact just the people who are maybe not so tech savvy or who are just coming into crypto. A lot of exchanges are based in China, and I believe that they're not going to ban everything outside of China. They may allow some of the exchanges from their neighboring countries, because there's a lot of projects that are based in either place. So yeah, you know, again, every day, guys, we're going to try and find out what the news is and highlight it for you guys and summarize it and give our opinions on it, so you guys can, you know, rest a little bit easier than waking up one morning and being like, oh my god, I heard, you know, XYZ is going to go into this place and do that, and end of the world. No, we want to just get rid of all the FUD, you know, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And we also want to get rid of the FOMO, you know, fear of missing out. We want to try and keep everyone level-headed, everyone calm, you know, not stressed about random things. So that's why we do this. I don't think there was any other news today. So I think then I'm going to move on to some questions. Now, a lot of guys are asking questions basically during the day on the server, and sometimes I don't manage to get there in time to answer the questions. Luckily, Damilon has been doing an amazing job of providing answers to the majority of questions, and so what we decided is that every day we're going to review or recap the top or most common questions that happened during that day. So over the last 24 hours, here are the top questions. Number 1, should I put more money into my challenge bucket since the market is down? It's a very, very good question. The market is down. However, again, this is my opinion. I'm going to ask everyone else here. I would honestly say that you can put in new money now. It would have been perfect to put new money in at the bottom, but we're not at the bottom anymore. Okay, we've kind of already gone back up. Now, since there is still a risk that we may go down, okay, looking at either of these charts, there is a risk that if we break out of these channels, okay, then we may potentially go back down. I personally would say hold off until we have reached a level of confidence, okay, a level of high confidence, and then bring your money in. The reason why is because you may decide right now to bring in $1,000 and then you wake up the next morning and it's $800. If you believe that you can swallow that loss and you appreciate that Bitcoin will go back up again or the alts will go back up again and you will recuperate that money, then by all means, this is a risk that you got to analyze and you got to calculate and you got to take for yourself. Again, this is just my opinion, okay, that I wouldn't bring in new money yet. I would wait until a point of confidence in the market and then I will bring in the new money. What can you do in the meantime? If you're on Coinbase or you're on Bitpanda or you're on any other exchange, you can transfer the money there now and prepare it. Keep it ready there, okay? So that once we reach a point of confidence or once we dip back down, you instantly have the funds there to purchase instead of then having to work through a bank transfer and waiting for a bank transfer to come in and then the market having moved by the time the bank transfer comes in, okay? So that there is my opinion. Does anyone else want to share their opinion? And again, guys, I am always open to being, you know, having a completely opposite opinion on here.
I'll kind of reiterate some of the points I said in chat today, which was for an experienced trader, if you're trading often, usually when the market is down is when people will bring in new money. However, if you are new to this, I would suggest not doing it only because you have the potential of a gambler's fallacy beginning, which is where every time the market continues to go down, you think, well, I'll bring more money and it's just going to keep going up. And before you know it, you're taking out against credit cards and you put more money in than you were ever really willing to risk. So unless you're experienced with it, I would hold off and make sure that you ask yourself, if this all went to zero, which it's not going to, but it could go down, would I be okay with losing it all? And if you're not, then you may want to reconsider doing it. Because this is very risky, but it also has a high potential for reward. The second point is, if you are going to do this and it's going to be something that you're interested in doing, I personally would think that do it on your own, because part of the whole point of this challenge is you start with a set amount of money and you need to learn how to handle a situation where the market goes down and the market goes up. And if you continuously put in money all the time to try to fix a loss that you started out with, you might not learn how to properly deal with a loss. So you're free to do it if that's the decision you want to do, but I would make sure to make an educated guess and really think about, is it the right thing that you should do with your own money?
Thank you. I couldn't have said that any better myself at all. Wes or Jacklo or Chef, or even Grizz, do either of you want to share your opinion on this matter? Is it the time now to put in new money, or should they potentially wait and see how the market moves?
I'll just step in and say, like, I'd kind of agree with you that it's probably best to hold off and wait until we see a bit more confidence, because, you know, it would be a shame if you bought in now thinking it's going to keep going up and it comes down. Like, I just think maybe wait overnight and see where it's sitting in the morning, personally.
So I think it's a little late. If you're gonna put new money in, you should have put it in at 6K. In my
Yeah, I
opinion.
agree with that. Like, you should probably, like, if you don't have any fiat right now, like at Coinbase or whatever, then it might be a good time to just like transfer it over to Coinbase and get ready to buy when there's a dip. But if you already have it and you're trying to buy into BTC right now, I don't think that's a good idea, because like this train has already left, and if you buy it now, you're gonna buy green, and if it goes down, you're gonna lose a lot. But if it goes up, you might make a little bit, but I don't think it's worth it. Like, the market
I agree with you.
will break down, and if it breaks down, then you're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
I think patience is a virtue here. So just if you really, really, really want to add fiat right now, just be a bit patient and see how it goes. Because
honestly, just wait for the test of the 8K price, and then we'll see if there's going to be a big retracement from there. And then if not, if it keeps going up, then you can start to see the level of confidence rise.
Okay, I guess then you guys have heard our opinion on this. Thank you everyone for sharing your views. The next question: can you please explain layered buys? How do you pick their levels? It's a very interesting question. I was originally planning on having not a special stream, but one day to cover just how to layer in your buys. The idea was to potentially tie it in with when we do TA week, okay? Because a lot of the time layering in your buys, you need to actually understand how the market may potentially move, and then you base it off of that. So for now, I don't know, maybe where's Jacklo or Chef or even Damilon, either of you, maybe if you can explain without potentially using TA to a degree, like just looking at charts, is there any way to layer in buys?
Support and resistance levels, and you usually buy before like big bounce offs. Like you see the general trend of how like there's red candles and green candles, and you know when you see it really dip low, you buy.
Okay. Yeah, guys. So, what is a support level? What is a resistance level? Again, there's a lot of terms that maybe. How can we try and cover this in a simple way?
I got you.
Yep. Go ahead.
All right, so this is straight from the terms and glossaries from CoinVX. So basically, a resistance, think of it as a wall that stops the prices from going past it. When a resistance is breached, it usually turns into a support. Now, a support is basically like a price floor. It's a stopper that doesn't allow the price to drop below it. And then there are strong and weak versions of supports and resistances. So basically, how quick you can break through a support, or how quick can you break through resistance. Basically, that's what that is.
Okay, so just very quickly, guys, I'm not a TA guy. I'm just going to draw some. I just got to clean my mouse right now. I don't know why that was going there. Why are you going there? It doesn't want to stick to a point. Essentially, you've got major and you've got minor support and resistance. From my understanding, essentially, if you look historically on the chart, anywhere where it went down and it wasn't able to get any lower, and it looks like it may have attempted to try and get lower, that there is essentially a support line. And anywhere where it went up and it wasn't able to get any higher, that there is a resistance line. So as an example, I don't know why this point here, there we go. So essentially right now, I would say, just as a rough estimate, I'm not looking very closely, but you would draw, oh, it's the wrong line even. You would draw kind of, it came up, it wasn't able to get through, that there becomes a resistance line, it kind of went down, tried to break up in here, that there would be a small kind of minor line. Again, we'll cover this in TA week, okay? But what you do is you kind of look at where the support is, you put your buys around where the support is if you are moving in that direction, and then you can base things off of that, okay? Was that right, guys, or did I mess something up there? Again, I'm not a TA guy. Okay, no answer to that. Then let's move on then to the next question. I made X% in a coin after the dip this morning. Should I sell now? I think we covered that earlier when we said that we're not going to sell. If you didn't catch up on that, you can always rewind the stream and check up on why we're not going to sell. So if you want to follow us, you can follow us. If you listen to the reason and you decide that you still want to sell, then by all means you are free to do so. Why is there no more live discussion channel in the Discord? We are making some modifications to the live discussion channel in the Discord. We want to try and make it a little bit more productive. We want to try and make it a little bit more contentful. So there will be a timetable and a schedule, etc. In the meantime, everyone's just taking a quick short break. So yeah, that answers that one. Will we be doing ICOs? Yes, potentially. Not now. Nowhere near now. Okay, we may be looking at ICOs around month 4 or maybe even month 5. Okay, but we are not going to be doing ICOs right now. Why? ICOs are essentially long holds of a coin. Okay, you could buy into an ICO and then you can't actually do anything with the tokens that you get for sometimes a month, sometimes even 2 months. Okay, so we don't want to buy them and then we've just got this money from our account tied up in some coins that then we can't really do anything with. Because when the money's tied up, we can't trade with it and therefore we cannot make more money with it. Are ICOs profitable? In most cases, if you choose a good ICO, yes, they can be very, very profitable. But if you choose the wrong ICO, then sometimes a little bit of trouble can happen. Sorry. If anybody sends you a message, okay, saying, hey man, jump in on this ICO, you know, there's this cool place and this project and that and blah, 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 check. Stop them right there. Just go and do your own research. Ask in the Discord server, hey guys, has anyone found this ICO? What is the general opinion about it? There are a lot of ICOs out there, guys, that are essentially money grabs. Okay, they are essentially just websites, beautiful looking websites, you know, talking about we will solve the problems of the world. But they are essentially money grabs, okay, or scams if you want to call them that. So be very, very careful. All right, I had a user who sent me 3 links yesterday with ICOs in them. No, sorry, they were airdrops. So it's slightly different subject, but it works in the same way. And he was like, yeah, I registered on all of these. I want to know how it works, etc., etc. And with confidence of about 80%, I could tell that 2 of those were at least a scam. You know, the kind of questions that they ask. Ooh, which exchange do you use? And what is your kind of trading budget? You know, okay, that's interesting. So then you kind of go, well, why do you want to know that information? Excuse me. You know, me signing up to this service, having to create a username and a password, you know, a lot of people, okay, seems like we got a lot of trolls coming in. A lot of people actually like to go through and use the same password for everything. So if you use the same password for your exchange and then you go through and you sign up to one of these sites, then they have your password. You don't know how they store it. They could take your password and your username and go, he ticked that he uses Binance. Let's go and try his username and password on Binance. There we go. We're into his account. Take out all his money. Goodbye. Thank you very much. They may not do it in a day. They may not do it in a week. It may take them months. Okay. So that is why you got to be very careful with ICOs and always check with someone else. Always check with the people in the server about it. Can we add quantity to the spreadsheet? We did it. We did it earlier on. If you skipped ahead of the stream or if you just joined a little bit late, it's in the beginning of the stream. You can check it out once we end. What should I do when I have multiple buys of the same coin? That's essentially what we did here. Okay, right now we're doing it in a simple way. As we advance, we're going to start to do a different way of averaging the cost and averaging, you know, all of the other aspects about it. But for now, just to keep it simple, we don't want to complicate people too much. We are just doing it in this manner here. Okay. And for that then, are there any other questions that people have right now? We're gonna go for questions. Any guys on the server with me here? Do you guys want to add anything, or do you want to make any comments?
Dickie, I wanted to add one thing.
Go ahead.
Someone was asking, this is kind of jumps in on the ICO question. Someone was asking if there's going to be buckets. So I'm going to make a general statement so everyone in Discord is aware. At no point in this challenge at any time will anyone ask you to send them money. If you get a direct message from someone saying, let's pull together, this is for the challenge, we're going to do this, they're trying to scam you. No one will ever ask you for money from you for this challenge. So if you get a message from someone and they're asking you for money to pull together for anything, please report it to a moderator, let them know, and please do not accept that request. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Like we're trying to educate people. We're not trying to have like a huge bucket or anything.
Guys, this whole course is absolutely for free. This journey is for free. It's not actually a course, it's a journey. And we have invited everyone to follow along. Okay, we have invited you to see how we're doing it. We have invited you, let me just check quickly, we have invited you to see how we're doing everything, taking the steps that we do, and along the way we are teaching you the stuff that we know. We are helping you to understand all of this stuff, and there is absolutely no charge for this whatsoever. No matter who says what, there will never be a charge for this, guys. Okay? I am dedicating, and a lot of the guys on the team here as well are dedicating a lot of our own personal time, okay, to doing this, to sharing it with you, and to, you know, basically just help you guys out. We all started somewhere, okay? Each and every single one of us in the server today, we all had to start somewhere. And when we went out and we did our own research and we found free resources, okay, people sharing information, people sharing knowledge, which allowed us to start trading and to make money. So we are taking this in turn and we are passing it on to you guys as well. All right, so if anyone asks you, hey, you know, you need to pay a fee for the crypto challenge, or if you pay some money, you will get, I don't know, advanced access to whatever it is, or anything like that. Then basically just turn around, report them to a moderator on the server, and we will have to deal with them. Okay, I just want to reiterate that point because I think there was, I don't know if anyone's actually done it before, but I think there was one user really curious as to why, or really asking why, you know, is it actually for free? Are you sure it's for free? So yeah. We just got a question here from Jeff saying, how can you calculate the weekly 22% in the weekly page? That's a very good question. I'm just going to mute Dave. We're getting a little bit of feedback from his mic. Or Grizz, if you are listening, perhaps. I think your push to talk might be stuck. There we go. He's muted himself. Okay. So how are we going to calculate our weekly? As you guys can see, it's a beautiful sheet, isn't it? There's nothing here. We are literally going to come in very much the same way that we have been doing the daily. We're going to have a week number, and then we're going to have a start, and we're going to have an end, difference, and a profit. Okay, we will do that tomorrow night. No, sorry, not tomorrow night. We will do that the day after tomorrow. Okay, on like the 8 days is when we close the 7th, and we start the 8th day. Okay, so we will do that on the 8th day. We will close the week, and then we will come back in and we will fix that. I've still got a bit of an issue with my Google Sheets. I don't know why it's doing this. So I wanted to make a small modification up here, just because there was a comment that came in, and unfortunately I'm not actually able to make that, so it's okay, that's fine. Right, let's see if there's any other questions, or if anyone in the server wants to add something else at all.
Shut off.
Yeah, I just got a message. And it's not able to connect. Oh man, am I being DDoS right now? Okay, I think we're back.
Yeah,
guys.
you're back. You're good.
Yep, we're back. Great. Yep. My system had to switch over to backup internet, which is great. Okay, so welcome back. Sorry about that. The connection cut. Some internet troubles over here where I am located. Very interestingly happening more frequently. Right, so that's it. Any other questions? I'm going to have a look right here now. Nyquist saying, Mr. Techie, why aren't we creating orders just in case things dip overnight? We did that yesterday. We picked up some good coins. However, because things are projected to go up with a lot of confidence, I'm not quite going to put in any orders yet. So we'll wait and see. Then tomorrow, then perhaps then we can see about buying something else. Buying some other coins tomorrow, but I would rather review them tomorrow. There may be a new coin that I want to introduce, so I don't want to tie up all of the funds in the coins that we have. We might pick up a fourth coin, so we're just going to reserve that for now.
Hey, Techie.
Yep, go ahead.
I'll add to that comment. Since I've sold a lot of my positions personally, I definitely have layered buys down in the hope with not all of my remaining money, but with some of it, just in case Bitcoin drops. If it doesn't, then I'll review it in the morning and move from there. So because my portfolio is, of course, different than Techie's is at the moment. So I am doing that. So you can take a look at what the levels have been for the day. I don't expect it to go below 6,000 if it goes down at all. But if you look at the previous dips, those would be levels I would look at as far as possible purchases as far as Bitcoin. And then from there, I would purchase more alts.
Great. Yep. Now, Damilon is actually following the challenge, and he's also doing his own trades as well. I think Damilon has already made some pretty decent gains over the last few days, if I'm not mistaken. So again, guys, you don't have to follow exactly what we do. If you have confidence to go out and buy another coin, you're more than welcome to do that. You do not have to follow what we're doing. Okay, we are just doing it as an example. Okay, just to show you how we are going to get to that number. There's a lot of different roads that you can take. There's a lot of different coins you can invest into. Okay, so it's always up to you. Jackalo, maybe do you want to read that out? What is in the live stream chat on Discord, since you're commenting on it?
Wait, what was that?
The message from Greyland. Perhaps maybe you want to read it and just talk about your extra points that you mentioned on there.
Okay, so Greyland was saying, I think it would be good to mention not feeding into FUD that is unconfirmed is important, because keeping your mind clear is a great tactic. And I completely agree with that. About that, you should always ask multiple people, check multiple sources, make sure it's not biased opinion. And that's all basic stuff for making sure your info isn't just bullcrap that someone's trying to push onto you. Also, make sure like whatever they're saying has substance to it, that it actually makes sense, and that it's not just giving unrelated reasons as a way to try to convince you of something.
Yeah. There's one very important point that I think Jackalo kind of touched on there a little bit, which is, guys, the content or the substance of whatever you read. Okay, if someone just comes into you and goes, "Oh my God, this coin is shit, the product is shit, and it's gonna crash. You're gonna lose a lot of money." Yeah, it's just rubbish. It doesn't actually mean anything. Whereas if somebody comes in and says, looking at the performance of this product over the last few months and how the developers have been working on it, there may be certain doubts. XYZ, this developer or that person or this thing or that content, have a look at this place, have a look at what happened with this previous product, have a look at XYZ, have a look at ABC. Then you have a more informed decision to actually go and start to research stuff. Okay? Yeah.
Another thing is, Greyland just said a really good point. So, for example, the Justin Sun sold his Tron. Like, that was some FUD that came out a couple weeks ago when Tron was going on its run. And some people would just look at that and like go, "Oh no, like he's scamming us" and all that. But it's very easy to just check the Tron wallet and see if there's actually money going out or in, and make sure it's not like some bullshit account, and like just like make sure your that information is accurate. Another thing is, I know you touched on this earlier, how like some ICOs, they have like a really nice site, but their idea is actually trash, and that it doesn't have any substance to it. So always check.
Yeah, by the way, also speaking of ICOs, if any of you ever decide to invest in one outside of this challenge, something that's been happening more and more often is people will get basically spearfished or fished on their email saying, okay, here's the link. And they click on it and just fill in whatever the form says without actually checking if they're going to the right place. So if you ever go to a site and you're going to invest in an ICO, even if you're going to my Ether wallet, make sure you're going to the right website and you're not clicking on some link that you got externally, because a lot of the times they're phishing attempts. People are trying to scam people all the time that way. And you're reading it over and over for a lot of ICOs right now. So be very careful if you invest in one or if you go to any website in general. I mean, it doesn't even have to be crypto, but for phishing, because it's happening a lot.
Okay, very, very great points there, everyone. Yep, we're going to try and cover as many of these things as possible over the next 6 months. How to completely protect yourself, how to completely go around ensuring that everything that you do is completely safe. We will cover how to research all of these topics, how to research the stuff for yourself. You know, it's not just a case of learning how to trade, but it's learning everything that goes along with being a trader. You know, everything from researching into what coin to buy, into knowing when to buy or sell a coin, into knowing the state of mind that you need to be in as a trader, into knowing what equipment, whether it's physical or like the spreadsheet, it's a virtual tool that you can use in order to better your trades. You know, what about your location? There's going to be a lot of stuff, guys, that we're going to cover in this. Again, it's an epic journey of 6 months. There's a lot of amazing stuff that will be going on. There's just one point, guys, that I've just seen since we've been live on the stream, and to be honest, I was kind of expecting them to arrive at a different time, but they didn't. So it appears now that the project has got the attention of some trolls. So every project gets attention of trolls, and while I normally don't want to give them the time of day or even care about them, however, if anybody gets a message, okay, or anything at all, then please just contact a moderator, contact myself, contact anyone on the team, okay? Send them a message, say, hey, I got this message, and then we can deal with it, we can handle it. If you hear anything that makes you uncomfortable or anything at all, feel free to DM myself or any of the other guys in the team and ask them about it, okay? Again, we are here to help you guys. Okay, we're not here for any other purpose other than that, to share this journey with you so that you too can one day, you know, aspire to be a full-time trader and to make a lot of money and to change your reality. So I think based on that, if nobody else wants to add anything else to the stream today, then maybe we can close.
If you haven't watched it, go catch the recap of the Falcon Heavy launch today. It's pretty awesome.
Yes. Yep, I was watching a video earlier of a Tesla car floating in space. That was pretty epic. Yeah, very, very beautiful. All right, I don't see any comments from anyone else. All right, guys, again, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. We are live every single night. There may be some nights where we take a break, obviously for obvious reasons. You know, you can't keep going for 6 months without taking a day or two break. Subscribe to the channel, leave a thumbs up, give us your feedback in the comments as well. Be sure to join this server, okay, and take part in there. And of course, if you haven't already, check out the website. There's a lot of information about who we are, the team behind it and everything, and some more people will be added over the next few days. Twitter as well. We tweet a lot of the stuff. Feel free to share the website or the YouTube channel or anything over social media. Usually it's better just to share the website. It has all of the information there, makes it a bit easier for everyone to follow. And based on that, I think then we are going to say a good night from myself and from the team, and we will catch you all tomorrow. Good night, guys. Yeah, I just got a message.